Galilee to your left, and the Golan Heights on the other side. We are getting down below the sea level now. Does anybody feels popping in the ears?
Yes.
Yeah, because we are going down. شفنا من الميل على أبو السمين على سمين
إن شاء الله. هذا عاشق اللي هون هناك.
كيف؟
بقول عاشق اللي هون. بدنا نجيبهم يشتروا.
بس أنا بعطوك من الجمل دانو.
هذيك سمعت الثاني سكرة.
بعرفش الثاني، أنا كنت هون أجي دايما مع صينية كتير. وأسعار النار.
كلمة نار ولا
So the Sea of Galilee, in fact, it is not a sea, it is a lake, because it is surrounded by land from all sides. The sea is open to another ocean or another sea. Even the Dead Sea is not a sea, it is a lake. When the water is surrounded by land,
A valley.
it is lake. The water in the Sea of Galilee is fresh, but you cannot drink it. It is very polluted. And the pollution is caused by the fertilizers. There is intensive agriculture around the lake. So all the chemicals, fertilizers, whatever they spread on the fields penetrates down in the ground to the water. In fact, that also caused a very serious damage to the fish inside the water. Already 4, 5, 6 buses in front of us. I thought we'll be the first. Well, as Jesus said, the first will be the last. The last will be the first.
Purihin ang kanyang kabutihang loob, nagligtas at nagbigay buhay. Kaisa tayo sa pag-ibig niya, kay Jesus sa kalangitan. Niligtas tayo na walang kabayaran, purihin siya magpakailanpaman. Ipahayag ang kanyang kabutihang loob at kadakilaan. Mamuhay sa kanyang katarungan at kapayapaan. Purihin ang Panginoon, sa pag-ibig siya'y tapat. Kahit tayo ay makasalanan, hinagulat tungo sa kaharian. Kaisa tayo sa pag-ibig niya, kay Jesus sa kalangitan. At sa kanyang kabutihang loob, purihin siya, purihin siya, purihin siya magpakailanman.
Dat is een voorrecht om uw naam hier in die waters te roepen, diezelfde waters waar Jesus gedood was. And Father, we just thank you, Lord, for a renewal and restoration and refreshing as she goes under this water, that behold, all things, I declare, prophesy, all things become new. We baptize you now in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Basically, we too.
Come on, you can give the Lord praise. Amen.
She's very happy and fulfilled. When I was my calculus teacher, by the way, I was like, I can't believe it's Thursday yet. Cream set. Wow. So shiny and silky.
Okay.
Uwi na kami, maiwag ka. Wala namin ang bus.
Hindi, magano ako yung
Ah, sige. Please.
Bakit magkaaway kayo?
Ay! Nag-away kami kahapon.
Yan, very nice.
We have pigs, and who is farming pigs in Israel? Jews. Jews. In order not to have any confrontation with the law, how do they farm pigs? They construct a 1 foot high wooden platform, and they farm the pigs on the wooden platform, not on the land of Israel. Exactly, yeah. Now, who is consuming the pork? Jews. Especially the 1.5 million Jews who came from East Europe after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Why? Because they are not Jews, but Israel called them Jews so they can come to Israel, because the grandfather was smelling Jew, and Israel needs people to come to live here as Jews so they can serve in the army. You know, Israel is surrounded by Arabs, and the number of the Jews is limited. That's true. Israel is very powerful, very strong, using the most developed electronic systems, aeroplanes, etc. But still, the number counts. So maybe Jesus came to Tiberias. One of the reasons why Tiberias
Purihin ang Panginoon, sa pag-ibig siya ay tapat.
Kahit tayo ay makasalanan,
So we came to a place called Tabra. Tabra. Not Tabra. Tabra. This is not the real name of the place. The real name of the place is Heptapegon. Hepta means 7. Pegon means springs. The 7 springs. Because there are 7 springs. And they made it short because in Arabic, when you say you consume a lot of air. And heb, in Arabic we don't have P. The letter P we don't have. We pronounce it B. B. And many Arabs, especially who studied at government schools, that means they were not taught by priests or foreign teachers. The teachers themselves don't pronounce the P. Like if you say, for example, Pakistan. We say Pakistan. Pakistan. No, it is not Palestine. It is Palestine, the original name. When we first moved to the States, me and my wife, my daughters are living there. We went to a supermarket to buy a few things for the kids. My wife doesn't speak English. And we went to buy fruits, meat, fish, whatever. And she wanted to know, she knows 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., the numbers. How much, what is this? This is pomegranate. How much is pomegranate? She cannot pronounce. It is not that she doesn't want, she cannot. What is this apple? How much apple? What is this fish? How much bitch?
Yan hindi na yan.
Anyway, Heptapegon became Tabra. Tabra. This is the place of multiplication. We know that from a pilgrim who was here in the 4th century and mentioned that she noticed ruins of a church with a rock. Another pilgrim, a man, it seems an Italian man, in the 5th century, mentioned that he noticed the ruins of 2 churches. And later on, these places were excavated and they found the ruins, especially the mosaic on the floor and the rock. The rock is supposed to be the rock where Jesus was sitting when the multiplication happened. Now, I had a big group. There was an archbishop, there was a bishop, there were, I think, 40 priests and 6 nuns and some lay people. Anyway, I stood like I am standing now. Well, not like I am standing now because this is new. 4 years ago, 2 Jews came and burned all the section in front of the church. By miracle, the church was not destroyed.
It was only 4 years ago?
Yeah. 3 days ago, they attacked a priest inside the church in Jerusalem, at the Church of the Tomb of Mary. They attacked him and he was bleeding. And the police came, and the man is mental case. The people who burned this place, mental case. They entered the church of condemnation, where we started the first miracle, the first station. He broke the statue of Jesus. I don't know if you heard about it. He went up on the altar, a statue this big. Push it, and it was broken into pieces. A Muslim who was in the area stopped him, and they called the police. The police accused the Muslims that he attacked the Jews. Without that Muslim, that church would be completely destroyed. Yeah, we have these all the time, and always mental case. If an Arab throw a stone like this, he's a criminal. He will get 10 years in jail. Anyway, Father, delete this, please. They can put me in jail. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. If somebody see that and
Mr.
report,
Khalil, it just shows that the Muslim have more respect of our religion
much more,
than the
much more.
Jews, you know.
Much more.
That's sad.
Anyway, so I was explaining about the church and about the miracle. There are two stories. One is the presence of 4,000, one is 5,000 men.
Yes.
That means maybe there were much more women and kids and. Anyway, the story is like this. Jesus was coming from the sea, and multitudes, thousands, not hundreds, thousands, were waiting for him to see where he is going to land. This is the northern part of the Sea of Galilee. They were waiting because they wanted to be the first. Jesus, my father, Jesus, my mom. Everyone needs something from Jesus. So Jesus came to the shore, and the multitudes started to approach him, surrounded him. Everyone has a problem. Jesus did not say, okay, enough, I want a break, I want coffee now. He continued and continued and continued. At the end, in the evening, one of the disciples said to Jesus, "Teacher, it is late. These people maybe are hungry. Send them, let them go back home. They want to eat." And Jesus said to them, to his disciples, "You feed them. You feed them." And they looked at Jesus, "What do you mean you feed them? If we work 1 year, we cannot buy something that each one will have a bite. One bite. 1,000. So Jesus said, okay, let's see who has something. And one of the two stories says that a boy was there, and he had some bread and fish. When we say bread, the bread in that time, since people were working as fishermen or in the fields, they stayed outside the house for 2, 3, 4 days. So the bread that they carried with them usually is dry bread, and usually roasted. So the water gets out of it. Why? Because if there is water after a day or two, it was zero. The same with the fish. They used to hang the fish and dry it. Dry fish. So now, again, I am talking culture. the boy was there, oh, I have some food. My mother gave me some food, so, okay. They brought it to Jesus. Jesus prayed, broke the bread. You know, there is the blessing of the food. Baruch Ata Adonai, if you have ever heard the... Anyway, he prayed, broke the bread, and asked the disciples to distribute. I'm telling you what I told the story in front of the archbishop and the bishop and the priest, etc. And people around, he said, oh, I have some also here. Oh, they felt like if the child gave what he has, why not me? And they started to share. And they realized at the very end that everybody had full meal and still left over in money baskets. I finished the story. And the archbishop said to me, well, I don't agree with you. I really disagree. I said, that's fine. I have no problem. Why? He said it wasn't that the boy and the he and. It was Jesus giving the bread, and the bread all the time, like in Hollywood, in a movie. Okay. After 3 months, Pope Francis was in the Philippines. And that Sunday in the Cathedral of Manila, the reading was about the multiplication. And he mentioned that the miracle was that these Jews who are very stingy, for the first time they shared. They shared. Well, Pope Francis didn't mention the word Jews or stingy, but he said it was sharing. Jesus taught them how to share. Anyway, less than 6-7 hours, I got an email. Sorry, Khalil, you were right about the multiplication. Well, I didn't reply. It's okay. Anyway, when I say sharing, we have much more than we need. Much more, but we don't realize. Like an example, who wants to raise the hand?
How about what?
Doesn't matter. Who wants to raise? You want to raise the hand? Okay, come closer to me. Not that close, but it's okay. You have money in the bank, like everyone here. This is not personal to her. What I am saying to her, I am saying to everyone. Why do you put the money in the bank? For the future. Can you guarantee that while we are talking, you will not have a heart attack? You know, we don't know about the future.
Right.
Yes. And still, she has money in the bank. Are you enjoying the money in the bank? My question, are you enjoying your money in the bank? No. The bank is enjoying the money. In fact, she is worrying about the money in the bank. If the stock market is going up or going down, I lost, I won, I don't, and the worst, that this money this money that I have in the bank, if tomorrow I die, my children will start fighting who will get it. Yes. That's why I say, Passover is coming. And probably you know a lot of people who even don't have money to buy the meal for the Passover. So part of the money, you buy something or you give it to the priest. So well, not all the priests will distribute. You know, I told Joseph this morning, I told him, a travel agent was arranging a pilgrimage for a Protestant group, not from the Philippines, in order to be. And the travel agent arranged everything. Yesterday, around 6, 7 in the evening, the pastor called the travel agent. I brought you 30 people. So I want 5 people free. 5 people free.
Discount, yeah.
The travel agent gets 1 free for 30, so he can travel for free. The travel agent. And this is fair, because he is doing everything, the work, etc. He wanted 5 free, plus he wanted $250 per person. That means he wants to make something like $22,000. She told him, I get 1 free. He said, you sleep with somebody else in your room. Don't take individual room. Why? Well, everybody knows in whatever the country, everybody knows that Holy Land is business for the pastors. This is the Christian mentality. Money, money, money. We don't share. Try to share. Try to feed people at the Passover from your money. You are not losing. You have extra money. You have plenty of money. If you feed 5 kids and you see their smile, that is your Passover. Not having a champagne or a barbecue or whatever. To see the smile on the face of a child, this is the Passover. So this is a place of sharing. And I suggest, I told you, the rock inside the church, it is under the altar. You cannot, you have no access to it. You cannot arrive there. But at least you can stand there, pray for the multiplication of something you need, not something you want. For example, if you want to pray for something you need, what do you pray about?
Good health.
Good health. If you have good health, you get everything else. You get everything else. Love, respect, peace in my family. Whatever you have in mind for you, for others, pray here. This is a place of multiplication. So go inside, spend 10 minutes, 12 minutes, pray.
Purihin ang Panginoon sa pag-ibig siya ay tapat.
Kahit tayo ay makasalanan,
kanyang kabutihang loob, nagligtas at nagbigay buhay. Kaisa tayo sa pag-ibig niya, kay Jesus sa kalangitan. Niligtas tayo na walang kabayaran, purihin siya magpakailanman. Ipahayag ang kanyang kabutihang loob at kadakilaan. Mamuhay sa kanyang katarungan at kapayapaan. Purihin ang Diyos, sa pag-ibig siya'y tapat. Kahit tayo ay makasalanan, hinako niya tungo sa kaharian. Kaisa tayo sa pag-ibig niya, kay Jesus sa kalangitan. At sa kanyang kabutihang loob, purihin siya, purihin siya, purihin siya magpakailanman. kagandahan. Purihin ang Panginoon, sa pag-ibig siya'y tapat. Kahit tayo ay makasalanan, hinagulat tungo sa kaharian. Kaisa tayo sa pag-ibig niya, kay Jesus sa kalangitan. At sa kanyang kabutihang loob, purihin siya, purihin siya, purihin siya magpakailanman.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Wala silang J. Jordan. Mga bataan niya na puyo din ay kanagawa na dito sa barko.
Oh, iba to.
Hindi ba?
Diba bukas to nga?
Picture.
Mami, dito ka sa gitna.
Okay.
Ay, dito.
Lagay pa. Ayaw ko dali.
Si Dong Jun. Thank you. Ay, dito. Urong. Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2.
Wala.
Okay.
Ano na pera? Thank you.
Thank you. Nga, kita sa cook rice ulan.
Ano ni ipadasa?
Let the chorus say I am weak because of what
The Lord has done for me.
let the chorus say I am weak because of what the Lord has done for me.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Royalty Brand Shield. This is Captain Judah. We are here in the crew. Mabuhay,
Bye.
Philippines. Mabuhay, Philippines.
Flag anthem. Oh, national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you can, stand up. We're playing on the Philippine national anthem.
Opo.
Okay. So this is the Sea of Galilee. I told you it is a lake. It is not a sea, but my mistake, they call it the Sea of Galilee. And this is the art, the life of Israel. Without this lake, I can say there would be no Israel, no state. This is the main water reservoir. It used to be clean, very clean. I remember in the 50s, 60s, we used to come to swim here and even drink from the water. After the 6-day war, after Israel occupied the Golan Heights, yeah, those are the Golan Heights, if you ever heard the term Golan Heights. Yes. Originally Syrian lands, today with Israel. So Israel started with intensive agriculture all around, and all the chemicals and fertilizers and started to penetrate down in the ground to the sea. And it caused a lot of damage to the species of fish. Today it is forbidden to fish in the Sea of Galilee because they want to revive the fish treasure, I can say. Even they brought some kinds of fish from South America to farm in the Sea of Galilee. This is the same sea mentioned in the Bible, the same sky, the same mountains, the same hills. So what you see with your own eyes, Jesus saw with his eyes also. You are breathing the same air. So maybe part of the air you are breathing, maybe an atom from the air you are breathing. This is where Jesus calmed the storm, walked on the water, was fishing with the disciples. And in this area, in front of us, that is the area where Jesus spent 27 months after he was rejected in his town Nazareth. We visited the Beatitudes, we visited the multiplication and the primacy. Those are not towns, those are sites. Sites that are connected to the life of Jesus, to his miracles. But there were 3 cities in this area that Jesus cursed. One is Capernaum, where we are going next. One was called Chorazin. We don't know where exactly it is, but we have a Chorazin that was excavated, but from the 5th century, not from the 1st century. And we have Bethsaida. Bethsaida, from where some of the disciples are. That area is a fishing area. So most of the people there were either fishermen or farmers. There are the 2 main jobs they used to do. Some of them work in commerce, but very few. There is another town you can see over there, that is Tiberias. This is the new Tiberias, not Tiberias from Jesus' time. And well, here now we cannot see it. There is Magdala that we saw earlier, from where Mary Magdalene came. So when you read this is my mistake. Yeah. Well, because it is Sabbath, I am not allowed to push the button. When you go back home and you start, if you will start reading the Bible, it will have a new meaning now, because you know what the Bible will be talking about. And the amazing thing that I saw only one person in the group reading the Bible. Only one.
Father.
Can you raise the hand, the person who was reading the Bible earlier?
there.
Don't be shy. What? Maybe it wasn't the Bible, maybe it was Harry Potter. Okay. So please, when you go back home, start reading the Bible. We spend a lot of time watching TV to listen to the news. And if you sit in front of the TV 3 days, you will see that the news are the same news. And all the news are lies. All what you hear on the TV or radio, fake news. Because whoever wrote or is telling, he is telling what is good for him, for his party, for his boss, for his. The only book that you can read and be sure that it is real news is the Bible. So you want to watch the TV for 2 hours, give 2 minutes to the Bible. As a beginning, that will be fine. Lady, did you read the Bible earlier? No, you. Yes, you. I know, I saw you. And I am very proud of you. Honestly. So, I don't want to add anything more. I think you got the message. The people here behind me, they are happy people. Not because they drink wine. They don't drink wine. Because according to the law in Israel, if you get on a boat and the police find alcohol, they burn you with the boat. So they don't drink, but they are happy. And one of these people, 2018, he got this championship of folklore Israeli dance. He is, which one is the champion of the dancing? You, yeah. Well, I know him with long hair, but his wife ordered him to shave the head because he was awful. He looked awful. Okay, he will. What? I talk to them. No, you go there. You go there. Okay? What do you want them to do? Please. Okay, you chair. Chair. Please stay down.
Friends, please stand up. I go to collect all the chairs and let's make a big circle in the middle. Come on. Filipinos, stand up everybody, stand up. Let's make a big circle here in the middle. Hold hands.
Lady with the hat, come, I will dance with you.
No, how about tequila? Let's be happy and enjoy. Tequila is happy, but later in the night. Later. Friends, we're going to move to the left side. 1, 2, 3, everybody shout together. Hey! 1, 2, 3, hey! One, two, three.
Oh, no!
Just don't make me understand. And if you tell my heart, I make it pretty hard. He might look up and his You can tell your mom
So, ladies and gentlemen, anybody, before we continue the music, we would like to show you something. Anybody, you see this table? It's not real a table, it's a small shopping of the world. The families of the crew making vehicles of an Sea of Galilee, wherever they collecting stone to the sea, original stone to the Sea of Galilee. The fish and stuff, maybe it's come together to the screen. It's beautiful necklaces. Everybody, if you want buy one stone, it's $8. If you take 3 stones, $20. Remember the mark. All the miracle of Jesus in the secret Bible is the Christ mark. The other side of the mark, the popular fish in the Sea of Galilee. Lady, only for you. This side is a $7, the other side is a free. And the last items, we have the t-shirt. We have the blue and the white. If you see here, the photo of the Sea of Galilee with all the holy places in the area. If you want to buy the t-shirt, it's a $25, and the middleman is included. So there's the first thing. So if you come have a look, no charge for looking, and please no pushing. Okay, push.
Toy, lakaw dito, Toy.
Yung muna pagpasok
So everybody, thank you. God bless you all. Salamat.
Purihin ang Panginoon, sa pag-ibig siya ay tapat. Kahit tayo ay makasalanan, hinango niya tungo sa kaharian. Purihin ang Panginoon, siya ay puno ng paghahabag, at sa kanyang kabutihang loob, nagligtas at nagbigay buhay. Kaisa tayo sa pag-ibig niya, kay Jesus sa kalangitan. Niligtas tayo na walang kabayaran, purihin siya magpakailanpaman. Ipahayag ang kanyang kabutihang loob at kadakilan.
Okay. So we came to Capernaum, or as it is called in Hebrew, Far Nahum. Far means village. Nahum is a name of a person. And we don't know who is that person, but in general, they used to call a town, a village, a settlement after the name of the big boss of the tribe or the clan or whoever. So, after Jesus was rejected in Nazareth, tomorrow we are going individually. They were groups because it was very dangerous. So, probably when Jesus was healing people or curing or teaching or whatever, they used to tell him, you know, teacher, you know Yeshua, his name Yeshua. If one day you come to Capernaum, you can stay with us. And the Jewish community, everybody knew everybody. So in a way, he was invited. Whenever you come, you can stay with us. Like I have a lot of friends in the Philippines. Before they leave, Charlie, whenever you come to the Philippines, come visit us, we'll take you around. They don't leave a telephone number, they don't leave. Just kidding. I'm still counting. So, he came here and started his public ministry. In, let's say, in Cana, he started his social life as the man of the family, because Joseph was not there. Maybe he started earlier, but the Bible doesn't mention much about what Jesus did or said. We know from the Gospel of St. John, in the end, chapter 21, not everything Jesus said or did was mentioned. So probably he did a lot. In this area, he, at least from the Bible, we know he performed something like 23 to 24 miracles. I think it was much more. And Jesus was always surrounded by multitudes. Always. even when he was a guest here. When he came from Nazareth, first of all, he picked the disciples from this area, from Capernaum, from Bethsaida, probably from other places. The only one who was not from here was, the only disciple who was not from Galilee, Judea. Judah, from Judea, from a town called Crayot. And how can we know that he was surrounded all the time? It seems when somebody invited him to his house, and people came to the house without saying, excuse me, or whatever. But both were destroyed. This area is only a small portion, small part of Capernaum. The scholars estimate that in Capernaum there were between 4,000 to 5,000 people, which is a good number. But the strange thing that there was a commander of 100 soldiers, a centurion, who came to Jesus and told him, my son, my servant, whatever, why they needed so many? Anybody here in the police, in the army? No one. Usually, in a town, in a city, wherever, for every 4,000 to 5,000 inhabitants, we have one policeman in general. 10,000 will be 2, maximum 3. 15,000, 3, maximum 4. This is the average, even today, not in the past. But here there were 100 for 5,000. Why? They needed to protect something. And what is that something? Money. Money. From where the money? Capernaum is located halfway between the Mediterranean Sea and Damascus in Syria. Merchants from Syria used to bring their merchandise all the way to the sea. And merchants from the sea, from Europe, wherever they came, they wanted to go up. So instead of all the way, they stationed here. And they bargained, they exchanged, you give me 2 shoes, I give you a bracelet. You give me 5 kilo potato, I give you this. One of the items that was very, very, very famous and expensive made in Damascus was, any idea?
Damascus chain.
Cloth.
Gold.
You are very close, but no.
Gold. Damascus
Gold.
chain.
Gold. You are very far, but no. No. The famous thing that the people in Syria used to make, Syria, Lebanon, I mean, because Syria and Lebanon were one region. The damask. You know what is the damask? It is a cloth, but not any. It is silk, pure silk. The damask is pure silk made in Damascus. So they brought whatever they had, and here there was like a market. I give you this, you give me that, I pay, you pay, and the people, the soldiers collected the customs, the taxes. This is number one, a lot of money. Number two, the sea, the Sea of Galilee. This sea was owned by the emperor. You want to fish, you are welcome. But when you come out, you have to count how many and you pay taxes. And this is a fishing area. This is where Jordan River comes from the Golan Heights and goes into the sea. And then it goes out of the sea all the way to the Dead Sea. And coming from the mountains, the water is full with plankton. You know what is plankton? The
Algae.
food of the fish. So there was plenty. So Jesus stayed here for a while, and from here he went to Jerusalem, where he was crucified and died, etc. Now, what do we have here? Some of the miracles that we know about Jesus: the man lowered from the roof, the woman with the issue of blood. Remember that woman who touched the cloth? This gives us an idea that this woman was unable. First of all, Jesus was surrounded by mainly men. And this woman wanted to come to Jesus because she was very sick, very sick. So she got in the midst of the men and wasn't able to talk to him. But she had enough faith to know that he is so good, so holy, that if I touch him, maybe I will be healed. And it happened. So that one. Peter's mother-in-law, if you remember. The house of Peter is under this church. This church relatively new, about 25 years old. And we call it a flying saucer because of the shape of the... Underneath this church, there is octagonal building, or ruins of a building, where there were about 120 inscriptions and designs, drawings, like fish, Peter, Jesus, Mary. Because of that, they think this is the house of Peter. Plus, the Bible says immediately after he left the synagogue is over there, he entered the house of Peter where his mother-in-law was lying with fever. And he healed her. So, if you want, you can go and look from the side, but better to go to the church. In the center of the church, there is a big glass that you can look down to the ruins of that house. And we have Peter here with the keys. The story of the keys. I don't know if you know the story, but I will tell you the story. Jesus was in a region called Caesarea Philippi. There he asked the disciples, who do people say am I? Some people say you are Jeremiah, some people say you are
Elijah.
John the Baptist, others say Elijah. And who do you say I am? And Peter immediately said, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. And Peter, Jesus, replied to Peter, Peter, son of Jonah. Jonah is his father. Peter, son of Jonah. This is not from you. Your answer is not from you. This is not from flesh and blood. That means your father did not inherit you this knowledge to say that I am the Messiah, the Son of the living God. This is from my heavenly Father, not from your earthly father. Then he said to him, you are the rock, and on this rock I will build my church, etc. Then I'll give you the keys of heaven. You will have the keys of heaven. What are the keys of heaven? Usually when you see a painting or a statue with two keys, because The sentence is in plural. I'll give you not the key of heaven, the keys of heaven. 2 or more. Why? When we were at school, they taught us that if you want to go to heaven, wake up, sir. We are going to heaven. Wake up. You will miss the keys of heaven. I was at the Salesian school, the Don Bosco school. And they taught us, if you want to go to heaven, only through Peter. Forget about Jesus and Mary and God, all these are marginal. Peter has the key. So you have to deal with Peter. In Don Bosco. Why? Because Peter has the keys. Why Peter has the keys? Because the European artists, when they read the scripture, they thought that Jesus had keys in his pockets and he gave them to Peter. The physical keys. So after my first communion, and this is a true story, I was 7, 8. My cousin was 11. He was smarter than me. One day he came to me and said, Khalil, we'll go to heaven. I said, I know, I just had my first communion. No, even without communion. Whatever you do, whatever, we'll go to heaven. It is guaranteed. Okay. You are older than me, you understand better than me. And next day, the police was in the church. And the church, our church, is like this wooden stuff. And this is my house. And they were looking who entered and did some vandalism in the church. In the beginning, they accused the Muslims. But the Muslims used to come to the church almost every Sunday after the Mass to make their vows or to put their petitions asking St. Anthony, our patron in the church, to help them, etc. So they respected. They said, no, not the Muslims, probably the Greek Orthodox. Because the Greek Orthodox, we were told they are bad. They are bad. When I got engaged to a Greek Orthodox girl. And after the engagement, I came with my fiancée home. My grandmother was 84, 85. She was handicapped. She was on bed. And I told her, Grandma, this is my fiancé. I want your blessing. May God bless you, Virgin Mary, you will have plenty of children. And I half an hour, I told her, she is Greek Orthodox. Damn you and the Greek Orthodox and your fiancé, you brought a devil to the house. I am very serious. Anyway, so at the end nobody knew what happened. Until one day, my cousin was like 29, was going to get married. And he wanted to live in the basement of his parents. So I was teaching at that time. He asked me to bring some of the students to help in cleaning. There was a lot of rubbish in it. So I told them, don't throw anything without telling me. Okay, teacher, what about this? Keep it on the side. This, rubbish. This, garbage. This, keep it. This. Until one of the boys came to me, teacher, what about this? I looked at this. Oh my God. What? The hand of St. Peter with the keys. My cousin wanted to go to heaven. He wanted to go to the church to steal the keys. He wasn't able to get the keys. So he broke the hand of St. Peter. All the arm with the keys. And he came to me to tell me we'll go to heaven.
I know already. Go to heaven.
Now, why Jesus said, I'll give you the keys, not the key. When Jesus asked them, who do you say am I? Peter said, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. That means anyone who admits that he accepts Jesus as the Messiah and the Son of the living God, he gets the keys of heaven. Not the keys, but the artists, the European artists, because the Arabs were not allowed to paint. This region was Muslims. And in Islam and Judaism, it is forbidden to draw faces and bodies and. European did. So I give you the keys, so 2 keys. And we are still following that mistake. But the keys of heaven, you will get the keys, you will get to heaven if you accept that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Those are the keys of heaven. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? What? If you have some hesitation, you have an iPhone, right? You take a picture. In case you have relative in China, you send him the picture, and he will make a copy of the picture.
Then for sale. Then for sale. Authentic.
Authentic.
Okay, listen. Yes. This is good. How did Peter know how to answer? Jesus told him, this is not from you. Peter, son of Jonah, mentioning his father. This is not from flesh and blood. This is from my heavenly Father. And after 2 minutes, that means God inspired Peter to say that. After 2 minutes, Jesus told them, I will tell you, soon I will go to Jerusalem, where I will be killed, I will die and raise. And Peter said, hey, stop, Jesus. Come with me. And he took Jesus on the side. Don't say nonsense like this. Stop talking about you will not die and we will not allow you to die. Do you understand? And what did Jesus say?
Get away, Satan.
Get away, go behind me, Satan. He was talking to Peter, but not Peter, flesh and blood.
He's using the body.
The Satan inside Peter. Go behind me, Satan. I am talking to Peter. 2 minutes ago, what you got is from my heavenly Father. And now, go behind Satan. So, we have the Holy Spirit and we have the devil. And you can see the competition to get us, the human beings. So, this, by the way, we'll talk about it tomorrow on Mount Tabor. And you will be surprised about the story. I know, you never heard these stories. Mother, do you explain it like what I did? Honestly.
Some, more or less.
More or less.
Yeah.
You mean less.
Yes.
You mean less. I know. Anyway. You go to the synagogue. There is a synagogue from the 5th century built on the top of a black stone synagogue from the 1st century, probably the synagogue where Jesus used to pray and teach in the corner. You can go to the church before they close or whatever. You can see Mr. Teacher.
Purihin ang Panginoon sa pag-ibig siya ay tapat.
Kahit tayo ay makasalanan, hinango niya tungo sa kaharian. Purihin ang Panginoon, siya ay puno ng paghahabag, at sa kanyang kabutihang loob naligtas at nagbigay buhay. Kaisa tayo sa pag-ibig niya, kay Jesus sa kalangitan. Niligtas tayo na walang kabayaran, purihin siya magpakailanpaman. Ipahayag ang kanyang kabutihang loob at kadakilaan. Mamuhay sa kanyang katarungan at kapayapaan.
That's the last one.
That's the last stop.
Last time.
My name is Haifa.
Haifa, hi.
I welcome you to our Caprice Factories Diamond. We're going to make a short tour in our museum. Then after that, we'll see short movie. Ready?
Ready.
I will start over here with our map from where we bring our diamonds from many different countries. And after they be mined, they go to De Beers. Heard about it before, De Beers?
Yes.
De Beers controlling the diamond market, which was before Australia, but it moved to South Africa. Now you know Israel, it's #1 in the whole world of the cut and the polish. Because of that, it's taking the first place in De Beers company. The biggest percent, best quality De Beers diamond, they send it to us first because of our cut and polish. But also our diamonds are very special because of the facets. Facets, they mean the faces of the diamond.
Yes.
And all our diamond, it's have almost double facets than you have it in United States, in India, and other countries. Which they have it between 29, 30, over here 57. That's why you see all our diamonds more shiny and more sparkly. But we have a special cut, which is our invention cut. It have more facets, more shiny, more sparkly. I will explain inside. Let's go in.
Yes.
And so how long you been here?
4 days.
4 days? That's nice. You have another week, or how many days you have left here?
4 more days.
They're going home, or are you going to Jordan?
Jordan.
Ah,
Going to Jordan tomorrow.
tomorrow you're leaving to Jordan. That's good. Okay, over here we have our exporting center, the Bourse of the Diamond. That's in Ramat Gan next to Tel Aviv. After we do the cut and the polish of our diamonds in Israel, the biggest percent we export it to USA. It's very important to do the cut and the polish over here in Israel, and after that we do the exporting all over the world. Now repeat after me. Mazal.
Mashal.
Ubracha.
Obraka.
One more time.
Mashal. Obraka.
When you say these two Hebrew words and you shaking hands, the deal is done. We have a deal. It's exactly the same thing. When you sign a contract, same thing. And Mazal Ubracha means luck and blessing to bless you all the life. When you say it, it's done. Now, anybody like to shake my hand and say Mazal Bracha? Okay, listen to this. Now she said Mazal Bracha and she shook my hand. Now we have a deal.
Yeah.
Now she cannot change her mind. That's why I have a contract. So you have to go for it. Pay your home. You're going to pay for yourself? Yes.
She's happy.
Okay, so we have to buy diamonds.
You're my sister.
Okay, anybody else like to check my husband Mazal Bracha?
So is it really?
Him at the court.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
And you're gonna carry that name for the rest of your life. All right.
Okay, now over here we have all different cuts of diamonds. Very famous cut. And the most expensive one? The round. But outside I explain about our invention cut. It's have more facets, more shiny, more sparkling. That's a princess. And it comes with the 58 different facets. And you will see it inside. It's more shiny than all the other cuts. Okay? Now
Salos diamond. Yeah.
okay, now over here to know the quality of the loose diamonds, you have to know the forces. Carat, the weight, color, which starts from D to Z, clarity, the purity of the diamond, and the cut, the shape of the diamond. Now, all our loose diamonds over here in our factory, it's have a GIA certificate. GIA, Gemological Institute of America, that's the highest quality of the diamonds in the whole world. Anywhere you go and you have a GIA, you could do everything. And the special of the GIA diamond, it's have a serial number inside the diamond. That's for security and safety. Because over here, it's a factory, you could pick your own loose diamonds and you sell it for free. 14 carats, 18 carats, white gold, pure gold, and rose gold. Earring, pendant with the chain, or rings, even the setting, it's have a diamond, that will be for free. You don't pay for it. You only pay for the diamond that you want. And the mini factory over here, they will do the sizing, the setting, everything for you in front of you. It will take them between 15 to 20 minutes. You will have your jewelry done, and you will take it with you right away. Okay? All the color stones, each one has its own stone. We have 3 stones, and also they are expensive as the diamond, and they call it precious stones: sapphire, emeralds, and ruby. These 3. Before we go inside, I'd like to explain about something which is our national stone, stone of Israel, Elad stone, the King Solomon. It's come natural from the ground with 3 different combinations: lapis lazuli, turquoise, and malachite. It's a blue and green stone. Now we'll go see the movie. Please follow me.
Factory, that means mura to, di ba?
Factory price to.
Yeah, factory. Parang ito yung natitipuhan ko.
Wonderfully beautiful, its sparkle and prestige stimulate the imagination. In a complex and costly mining procedure, thousands of tons of stone and dirt are excavated from the depths of the earth to find the rarest and most expensive stone in the world, the diamond. It takes 50,000 pounds of soil and stones to find a 1-carat diamond. The hardest stone on earth. It takes a diamond to cut, work, and polish another diamond. With the development of new technologies, today laser is used to cut the diamond to exact dimensions. Each stone is carefully examined in order to decide how it is to be cut and in what shape and form it will be polished. Using innovative methods, diamonds can be cut and polished in beautiful shapes. The marquise, the drop, the circle, even hearts and other shapes that emphasize their unique beauty. In the past, only royalty and the nobility were in a position to set diamonds in their jewelry. The diamond marked the difference between the classes. Today, thanks to its special status and prestige, the diamond is a symbol in all areas of life, from the world of sport to beauty contests. The dream of every woman throughout the world. Every woman, when she wants to feel special, will wear a diamond, the symbol of status, prestige, and beauty. Israel leads the world in trading, cutting, and polishing diamonds. Over 50% of the world's polished raw diamonds come from Israel. For many years, this was Israel's top export branch. Today, it is the #2 export branch after high-tech. Every diamond deal is concluded with the Hebrew words, Mazal Uvracha. The Israeli Diamond Exchange is the leading diamond exchange in the world. $1 million deals are sealed there with a handshake and the words, Mazal Uvracha. How is the value of this rare and precious stone determined? professional gemologist examines the diamond and, with the help of many years of expertise and sophisticated equipment, decides on its value. Which is written and signed in a special certificate that will accompany the diamond throughout its life.
The price of a diamond is characterized by what is known in the diamond world as the 4 C's, which is the physical weight of the diamond, the carat weight, the quality of the color of the diamond, the quality of the clarity, and the quality of the proportion work of the diamond as well. This diamond weighs 5.03 carats, is characterized by triple excellent proportions, H color, VS1 clarity. It's in every respect a top quality diamond.
The value of the diamond continues to increase when it is set in a piece of jewelry, a piece that helps to emphasize its beauty. With delicate and fine craftsmanship, we create white or yellow gold jewelry of every kind. Using a unique wax injection method, a tree is formed of a number of raw items of jewelry wrapped in plaster. Gold flakes from which the jewelry will be made are smelted in a kiln. After the wax is drained out, the gold is poured into the resilient hollow using a special device at high temperature in order to preserve the uniformity and strength of the jewelry. Afterwards, the pieces are polished to achieve a sheen, and only then do the expert craftspeople set the diamonds. The pieces of jewelry are then subjected to meticulous scrutiny in accordance with stringent international standards, which guarantees their excellent quality. The fabulous pieces of jewelry that come out of the production plant are sent to showrooms all over the country so that many people can enjoy the diamond experience, while only the luckiest of them will have the privilege of wearing one and going home with a dream. A diamond, the perfect gift, the gift that will forever retain its value. In the magnificent, spacious showroom, you will find gloriously beautiful jewelry and diamonds. The Caprice representatives at the showroom will make your dream into a reality with terms that only we can offer. Jewelry from the Holy Land. Caprice brings the diamond to you at the most beautiful moments in life. This is your opportunity to make a dream come true. The perfect gift, today in your reach.
Okay, let's go outside to the showroom, please. The factory, it's for sizing, setting. They will do everything for you in front of you. Like I said, 15 to 20 minutes, you will have your jewelry done. All our loose diamonds, GIA loose diamonds. We have here GIA jewelry, wedding bands, solitaire, color stones in the middle. Our national stone, the end of the showroom. You have a cross stitch deck and everything. Today you have 30% off on all the diamonds collection, plus the tax refund. They receive it tomorrow at the border. They will give it to you either cash or they put it back on credit, transfer money. They will give it to you immediately. Thank you very much. Enjoy your time. Thank you.